let's just use like the white light, cause I'm still gonna die like young like Yapp session, you know what I'm saying? Let me die like that one time. Under any spell, baby boy prevails. So much is happening in my background right now, gang. Should I move this clock and put it here behind me? It's gonna take me a minute to actually pull this shit down. It's gonna take me a minute to actually pull this shit down, bro. I look like a flipping woman, bro. Shout out, you guys was popping. It's your boy FIIEND on SKC 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. We go live every single day, guys. So I wanted to put you guys on game over what's been happening over the past few days. The past few days have been amazing. The past few days have been very much amazing. The plagathon has been going amazing, Had like a couple of little challenges here and there, but besides that, bro, like we were locked in, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we was locked in, bro. So how do I look, bro? Man, I look like a woman, bro. Shit. Flip, okay. Type shit. So the plagathon has been going very amazing, guys. So with the album is not complete. We're able to get like 13 songs done from the album. Let me show y'all. So we were able to like get 13 songs done for the album type shit. Can y'all see? This shit is actually visible type shit. Bese kaphala usemisisi manje lana. Hey, emarabanya abantu. So, you know what I'm saying? So we had like 13 songs done from the album already, you know what I'm saying? So my bad, y'all. I'm facing the wrong camera. I'm looking at the monitor. So we got like 13 songs done from the album, guys. So we have to like log in and still complete, because like my main goal was to like data like 20 songs for the project. Now we got like 13. So I still want to log in a little bit more and get like a couple more songs from the album done. So man, this camera's a little low. How's that? Type shit. Yeah, because this camera's a little low. This camera's a little low. Shout out, you guys was popping. It's your boy FIIEND on SKC 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. Shout out Bagtiat. English or Spanish? English. Shout out, you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's your boy FIIEND on SKC 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So be sure to get them subs up, man. Are you a DJ? No, I'm an artist. Be sure I get them subs up. Shout out, you guys was popping. It's your boy FIIEND on SKC 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So be sure I get them subs up. Let's get them subs up, y'all. Let's get them subs up. What's popping, you guys? It's your boy. It's your boy. Be sure y'all sub up. Let's get them subs up. Let's get them subs up. Well, I was about to I was doing like a young like Yapp session about like the plagathon I'm currently having. So I'm actually thinking of extending the plagathon to like until like the end of the month. Thinking of extending to like the end of the month and really like push it, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's like the plan type shit. So that's what I'm planning, you guys. Shout out y'all, be sure I get them subs up. Let's get them subs up. So I'm gonna do it until like the end of month. The end of March. I'm gonna do it till like the end of March. Then I'm gonna take it from there. Bro. Shout out Kabats. Shout out. Let me give you a shout out, Brody. Hold up, hold up. I picked the wrong one. I should pick this one. Shout out, shout out, y'all. Be sure I get them subs up if y'all new to the channel. Why is this shit I've arranged? Baby boy prevails over any spells. Shout out, y'all. Let me enter on YouTube real quick and give you a shout out, bro. Da 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 da. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, YouTube is already open. What's popping? Shout out, you guys. What's popping? It's your boy FIIE ending Donna Sekasi 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So be sure I get them subs up, guys. Shout out, y'all. Be sure y'all sub up if y'all new to the channel, gang. Shout out, Brody. Yes, sir. Shout out, what's popping, you guys? It's your boy FIIE ending Donna Sekasi 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We drop content daily and we go live every single day. So be sure y'all get them subs up, guys. We locked in. Be sure y'all get them subs up, gang. We locked in. Fuck, bro. I don't know why I'm so fatigued. I didn't stream like the whole day, but I'm still tired, bro. Should have just so much streamed one time, bro. Should have just so much streamed one time. Hello. Hello, Shazzy B. What's popping, Shazzy B? Shout out, Shazzy B. Shout outs. DKing Rachel. Shout out DKing. What's good, you guys? Shout out, y'all. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if y'all new to the channel. Let's get them subs up if y'all new, gang. Let's get them subs up, man. Man, if I knew that this shit was just gonna be like a one-man show, I should have just saw my like, man, I missed the red light. Hold up. If I knew that it was just gonna be like a one-man show, I was just gonna do this the whole time, bro. Shout out Shazzy B. Shout out DKing. What's popping, y'all? Be sure y'all hit that sub button. Let's keep pushing them subs, guys. Let's keep. Oh my god, what the flip, bro? Yes. My talking skills have gone down the drain, guys. Shout out DKing. Shout out y'all. Shout out, man. We out here, gang. Shout out y'all for tuning in. What's popping, you guys? We locked in. We locked in, y'all. Be sure I get them subs up, man. Shout out, y'all. Nah, the red's way better, bro. I fuck with the red. Red light. Green light. Red light, green light. Nah, but you guys can see me properly though. Shit, this phone's at 20%. I might have to move this phone a little quick. Shit, man. The fuck's happening on camera? Hold up, give me a second, y'all. Shout out you guys. 2 people. Oh, man. Damn, bro. Shit, there's just so much like last stream during the day, bro. I won't lie. Shout out y'all, happening, guys. What's happening? It's your boy. Be sure to get them subs up, guys. Sorry. New album on the way. Never stop chasing your dreams. Never stop chasing your dreams on the way, guys. Never stop chasing your dreams. Let's get them subs up a fair too. Or should I just someone made this another short nyana clip nyan ish as guys? I'm confused, y'all. But then like I wanted to like react. I wanted to react. Or should I just do it like I did it yesterday? Shout out y'all, let's get them subs up if you're new to the channel. Shout out y'all, be sure I get them subs up, guys. Alright. Since I'm in the screen now, you guys can just watch the stream. Since I'm in the screen now, guys, I don't know what's alright, so. Yeah, man kills all his roommates, thinks he's going home. Yeah, it's crazy. I killed John. That's stupid. Shout out y'all, be sure I get them subs up. Influencers who captured the final moments. Oh, that's crazy. Wait, let's check this out. Hold up, shit.
Marquez was shot dead while live streaming on TikTok from her salon.
Nah, Mark done got quiet. Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
Hey, it's me, Tanner. If you're watching this, I am dead.
September 27th, 2024. This was the moment a Russian influencer, using her friend's phone, accidentally recorded herself slipping and hitting the edge of a subway platform. The impact caused severe head trauma and ultimately led to her death. But she's not alone. So here are other times influencers unknowingly captured their
Bro,
final moments.
Look at, like, most of the time these are women, bro. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 women, bro. You can, I don't know who's who here. Maybe it's the gents.
On camera.
I'm trying to get you. I'm finna get to the whole nitty gritty. She don't want me to tell the story. That's why she
Nah, boy, you
let me
beat my ass when I was pregnant. I hadn't even talked to nobody, bitch. Okay, so stop lying.
This the type of bitch that get beat. Long story short.
Oh, I ain't get to tell you. I ain't get to tell about Odie. Then
I swear you'll die.
I gotta die like that. You told my dick.
Shout out you guys, what's popping? It's your boy FWIE ending Tennessee 1496. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Reach our content daily and we go live every single day, so be sure to get
Martin got
themselves
quiet.
on.
Where he at? He right here. He getting mad. He don't like the truth coming out.
In June 2025, a series of videos began circulating on TikTok featuring a Georgia couple in the middle of a heated argument. The clips didn't come from either of their own accounts, making it difficult for viewers to follow the exact sequence of events. And adding to the confusion was the woman's strong Georgia accent, which made parts of the exchange harder to understand. Yet, it was obvious she was distressed, and while her partner appeared more composed, he was clearly upset as well. But it just seemed like another messy social media relationship drama that'll pop up on your TL like...
Shout out, y'all. Man, I don't even know what the flip I should watch.
Clickly is
I
the
didn't even
fastest
pick
way to
this
create
shit, dog.
YouTube thumbnails that actually get clicked. Instead of guessing, Clickly uses... Your name is legend in 3 states. Not your real name. You haven't used that in years. They
Shout
call
out
you
guys,
El
it's your boy
Cirujano,
FWIE
the surgeon. Because your work is
If
precise.
you guys are new to the channel,
Because
be
you
sure to
take your
subscribe to
time.
the channel.
Because when you're done, the
we go
body
live every
tells a
single
story
day.
that
We just
everyone who
reacted to
sees
some
it
content,
understands.
y'all.
You're 26 years old. You've killed 43 people.
Ah,
You sleep 8 hours a night without dreams. The cartel provides everything. An apartment in a building they own. A car that's registered to a name that doesn't exist. A salary that arrives in cash every month. $15,000. More than your father made in a year pushing carts at a grocery store until his back gave out.
15K.
You have women when you want them. Respect when you enter rooms. Fear when you walk streets.
But that's
You're
a
not a
small
person
amount.
anymore.
15K is small,
You're a
though,
function.
bruh.
A tool that the organization points at problems until the problems stop existing.
Ah, bro.
Your
15K
handler is a man named Guerrero. He's
Oh,
50,
is that a lot?
patient, speaks softly, never raises his voice even when delivering
Guerrero.
news that would make other men
What
shout.
language is that, y'all?
He's been with the organization since before you were born. Started as a courier, rose through violence and cunning, now manages assets like you. He gives you assignments the way a manager gives tasks. Names, locations, parameters, deadlines. Sometimes there are photographs of the target. Sometimes there are specific instructions. Make it public, make it private, make it look like an accident, make it look like a message. You don't ask why. You don't negotiate terms. You execute. The word means 2 things, and you do both with equal proficiency. The work requires preparation. You study targets for days, sometimes weeks. Their
Let's get them
routines,
subs up,
their
man.
security details, their families. You learn their habits and weaknesses and fears. You map their houses, their offices, their commutes. You identify the gaps in their protection. The morning jog without bodyguards. The mistress's apartment where they let their guard down. the route they take to church on Sundays. By the time you arrive, you know them better than their wives do. You know which door they'll run for when the shooting starts. You know where they'll beg. You know how long they'll take to die. You feel nothing during the work. That's the secret. The thing that makes you valuable. That separates you from the boys who vomit after their first kill and burn out within a year, or become addicts or eat their own guns. You've learned to disconnect. The person holding the weapon isn't you. It's a machine wearing your body, performing tasks with mechanical efficiency, following protocols you've refined through repetition. Afterward, the machine shuts down, and you go home and eat dinner and watch television and sleep like anyone else. The bodies don't follow you. The faces don't haunt you. You've built walls inside yourself, compartments that keep the work separate from the life. The first time you feel something is target number 27. A prosecutor in Chihuahua who's been building cases against the organization. Serious cases. The kind that could reach the leadership. The kind that make examples necessary. He has protection. Federal police, armored vehicles, a routine designed by professionals to make him hard to reach. You spend 3 weeks finding the gap. His daughter's quinceañera. He'll be at the church, surrounded by family, guard lowered because it's a celebration. Because even protected men relax when their children are becoming women. You position yourself across the street, in an apartment you've rented, under a name that doesn't exist. You have a clear line to the church entrance. You watch through the scope as the family arrives. The prosecutor in a suit that looks new. His wife adjusting her dress. His daughter in pink that probably cost more than your childhood home. The daughter is smiling with the particular radiance of 15-year-olds who don't know yet how the world works. She's beautiful. She's innocent. She's walking toward a door that will be covered in her father's blood in approximately 90 seconds. You take the shot. The prosecutor drops. The daughter's dress is sprayed with arterial spray, a fine mist that catches the sunlight. She screams. You can't hear it from this distance, but you can see her mouth open, see her knees buckle, see the moment she understands that nothing will ever be the same. You pack your rifle with practiced efficiency. You leave through the back of the apartment. The job is done. But the image stays. The pink dress before and after. The smile that became a scream. For the first time in 10 years and 27 kills, you dream about your work. Not nightmares exactly, just the scene replaying, looping, her face at the moment of understanding. You wake at 3 a.m. and don't go back to sleep. You tell yourself it's nothing. Fatigue. The stress of a complicated assignment. You tell yourself it will pass. The dreams continue. Not every night, but enough. Face number 27 joins faces you'd forgotten, or thought you'd forgotten. They accumulate like photographs in an album you never asked for. The man in boxer shorts. A woman who begged in a language you didn't speak. A teenager who looked like your cousin. They don't accuse you. They just exist, waiting behind your eyelids, reminding you that the machine isn't as separate from you as you believed. You start drinking. Just a little at first. A beer after jobs, something to smooth the transition back to normal life. Then more. Then bottles hidden around the apartment. A flask in your car. Whiskey in your morning coffee.
It's getting to him.
The organization notices. Guerrero asks if everything's okay. You say yes. He doesn't believe you, but you're too valuable to push. Your work stays clean. Whatever's happening inside doesn't affect the outside. You still study targets. You still find gaps. You still execute with the precision that earned your name. But the after is different now. The after is sitting in your apartment with the lights off, drinking until you can't see the faces, wondering when the album got so thick. A new assignment comes.
Crazy,
a family in Durango. A man who stole from the organization,
10%.
along with his wife and 2 children. The children are 8 and 11. The instruction is specific. Everyone. No witnesses, no survivors. The man's betrayal was public. The response must be equally visible. You say no. First time in 9 years, first time in 43 kills, you refuse an assignment. You tell Guerrero the family is out of scope. You tell him children weren't part of the arrangement when you started. You tell him there are lines. Guerrero listens. He nods. He says he understands. Then he explains, patiently, the way he explains everything, that refusing isn't possible. The organization doesn't have opt-out provisions. The organization doesn't accommodate moral development. You do the work, or you become the work. Those are the only options. You think about running.
You, just you, building your
It's
app
crazy though. This life is crazy.
on base 44. Describe it.
You have money saved, not enough for forever, but enough for a start. You have skills that would transfer to other contexts, other employers. You could disappear into South America, into Europe, into anywhere that isn't here. But you also know how the organization handles people who run. You've been the one who handles them. There is no distance far enough, no identity thorough enough, no hiding place secure enough. They would find you. They would make an example. They would take their time. You take the assignment. What choice is there? You drive to Durango in a car registered to a dead man.
Yeah.
You rent a room in a motel that takes cash. You study the family for 4 days. The father's commute to a construction supply company he bought with stolen money. The mother's routines at the market and the church. The children's school schedules and after-school activities. The boy is 8. He plays soccer in the yard after dinner, pretending to be players whose names you hear him shout. The girl is 11. She reads books on the porch while her mother cooks, lost in worlds that have nothing to do with this one. They're not involved in their father's business. They don't know what he did or why men like you exist. They're children who happen to have been born to a man who made a mistake. Their crime is genealogical. Their sentence is the same as his. The night comes. Moonless, quiet, the neighborhood asleep by 11. You enter through the back door, the one with the broken lock the father kept meaning to fix. The security system is basic. You disabled it 20 minutes ago from a junction box in the alley. You move through the house in darkness, navigating by the map you've built in your head over 4 days of observation. You find him first, asleep in his bed beside his wife. One shot, silenced, almost peaceful. He doesn't wake. He doesn't suffer. It's more mercy than he deserves, but efficiency matters more than justice. The wife wakes at the sound, not the shot, which the suppressor muffles, but the wet impact of the bullet. Her eyes open. She sees you. You're faster than her scream. The children are in their rooms down the hall. The boy's door first. He's asleep, clutching a stuffed animal, breathing the deep rhythm of children who don't know what's coming. Your hand moves toward the weapon. It doesn't rise. The machine is stuttering. The boy shifts in his sleep, murmurs something, doesn't wake. You move to the girl's room. She's awake. She heard something. Some instinct woke her. She's sitting up in bed, watching the doorway, watching you enter with a weapon in your hand and blood on your gloves. She doesn't scream. She just looks at you with eyes that see exactly what you are, that memorize your face with a clarity that will last her lifetime. You hesitate. 1 second. 2. The machine that does your work is stuttering, refusing to complete the function. The girl doesn't scream. She just looks at you like she's memorizing your face, like she's adding you to an album of her own. You lower the weapon. You leave. You drive back to your apartment without completing the assignment. You pour yourself a drink with hands that are shaking for the first time since you were 17. The girl will talk. She saw your face. She'll describe you to police, to investigators, to anyone who asks. The organization will know you failed. The organization will know why. You've signed your own death warrant by hesitating, by lowering a weapon, by looking at an 11-year-old girl and seeing something that made the machine stop working. You have maybe 48 hours. That's your estimate. How long before Guerrero hears? How long before someone is sent to handle the handler? You use the time to make arrangements. Money transferred to accounts that can't be traced. A message left for your mother, the only family you still have, telling her to move without explaining why. Documentation purchased from a forger who owes you favors. The organization comes on hour 41. 3 men, professional. The kind who handle problems like
crazy, dog.
You know their approach because you trained one of them. You know their timing because you designed the protocols they're following. You're waiting when they arrive.
Shout out Theo.
The fight is
Good
brief
Theo.
and ugly. You kill 2. The third wounds you. A shot to the abdomen that burns like nothing you felt before. You finish him with a knife, close enough to see his eyes change when he realizes he's failed. Then you're alone in your apartment with 3 bodies and a hole in your stomach, and maybe 30 minutes before you bleed out. You call an ambulance from a burner phone. You give an address 3 blocks away. You drag yourself there and collapse on the sidewalk and wait for the sirens. The paramedics find you. They ask what happened. You say you were robbed. They don't believe you, but they stabilize you anyway. That's their job. They fix things that are broken. You wake up in a hospital bed with handcuffs attached to the rail. A federal agent is sitting in a chair by the window. He's been waiting. He knows who you are. Not the details, not the 43, not El Cirujano, not the pink dress, but enough. He's offering a deal. Testimony for protection. Names and operations and everything you know about the organization in exchange for immunity and a new identity in a country where Spanish isn't spoken. You ask about the children, the girl in Durango, and her brother. The agent looks at his notes. They're alive, he says. Someone else completed the assignment after you failed. A different contractor, less precise but effective. The father and mother are dead. The children were taken by relatives before the second team arrived. They're alive because you hesitated. They're orphans because you hesitated. Both things are true. You take the deal, not because you want redemption. You're not stupid enough to believe in that, but because the alternative is prison or death, and because some part of you wants to see the organization burn, and because the girl is alive. And that has to mean something, even if you can't name what. The testimony takes months. You describe operations you participated in, and operations you witnessed, and operations you only heard about through the network of whispers that connects men like you. 43 becomes a number in a transcript, each one detailed, each one documented. The prosecutors don't look at you with disgust. They look at you with hunger. You're the key to cases they've been building for years.
That's crazy.
They relocate you after
That's
the
crazy.
trial.
Shout
A
out,
small
let's
city
get
in the
them subs
Midwest,
up.
gray winters, flat land, people who've never heard of Durango or Chihuahua or the organization you served. Your new name is Michael. Your new job is warehouse work. Your new life is grocery stores and laundromats and AA meetings where you tell half-truths about why you drink. The faces don't stop. The album keeps opening itself at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and the moments between sleep and waking when you're not guarded against yourself. The prosecutor, the woman who begged, the man in boxer shorts, target number 1, $40 or whatever the debt was. You're 41 years old now. The math says you took more than a life per year since you were 17. The girl in Durango would be 23. You don't know her name. You don't know what happened to her after the relatives took her. You just know she's alive. And her brother is alive. And that's the only good thing you've done in 24 years of being the organization's tool.
Shit. Let me
Some
switch
nights you
off.
think about reaching out, finding her, apologizing or explaining, or just seeing the face that made the machine
Oh, wait,
stop.
let me do this.
But you know that's not for her. That's for you. And she doesn't owe you anything except maybe hatred. You stay in your grey city with your grey name and your warehouse job, and you let her live without knowing the man who almost killed her is still out there, doing penance that will never be enough. You were a monster. Maybe you still are. The faces don't distinguish between past and present, between the killer and the man who stocks shelves. They just keep appearing, night after night, a debt that compounds interest faster than you can pay. You'll die carrying them. That's the only certainty now. The question is whether carrying them counts for anything, or whether it's just another kind of sentence.
Hey guys, let's
One
see
you
if I
gave
can-
yourself
I say-
for crimes that don't have statute of limitations, committed by a boy who was 17 and wanted to belong. he belonged. He became. This is what becoming costs. That's a wrap. The story is fiction, but cartel violence is real. Right now, somewhere in Mexico, a boy is being handed a gun and an address and told this is how you prove yourself. Most of them don't hesitate. This is you! You are standing on the podium of honor under the blinding glare of camera flashes. The director of customs himself personally pins a gold medal on your chest for seizing 5 tons of cocaine last week. You smile at the cameras with practiced humility, shake firm hands, and give a moving speech about the sacred importance of justice and duty. However, there is a dirty truth that no one in this room knows. Just 3 days ago, you yourself allowed 5 trucks full of white powder to cross the border without any inspection under your strict supervision. But before judging you, we need to rewind the tape to understand exactly why a man of the law decided to sell his soul to the devil. 5 years ago, you were the star rookie, the honors graduate of the Security Academy, who blindly believed in the system. You threw yourself into the work like a bloodhound, working double shifts without rest and arresting smugglers non-stop. But heroism has a fatal flaw. It doesn't pay the bills. When the end of the month came, you would hold your paycheck and feel like crying. That miserable money had to be split 5 ways to pay for rent, electricity, and to send something to your elderly mother back in the village. The breaking point for your dignity came on an ordinary Sunday. You took your pregnant wife to the supermarket to buy the basics for the baby on the way. At the cash register with a line of impatient people behind you, the nightmare happened.
Introducing ClickUp Super Agents, the world's first AI agents that natively collaborate with humans and always have.
The cashier looked at you with pity and said those 2 words that destroy any man's ego card declined. Your credit limit had been reached. With your face burning with shame, you had to return the powdered milk and diapers under the judgmental stares of strangers. On the way home, to add to your misery, your old car broke down in the middle of the road. The repair cost was equal to your entire monthly salary. While you were pushing that heap of junk under the sun, you looked across the street. You saw a small-time criminal you had arrested yourself at the beginning of the month. Now he was free and driving a shiny new pickup truck. He recognized you rolled down the window and gave you a mocking smile while you were sweating and pushing your broken car. At that exact moment, something snapped inside you. You realized that justice is a very beautiful concept, but justice doesn't put food on the table. With your morale at rock bottom after the supermarket incident, you take refuge in a dive bar to drown your shame. Their fate crosses your path with Carlos, an old classmate who dropped out of the police academy halfway through. But life has a cruel sense of humor. While you look like a beggar with a badge, Carlos is wearing a designer suit and a solid gold watch. After a few drinks, he reveals his secret. He works in unofficial logistics. He knows you're desperate and makes you a smooth offer. He tells you he has a container with iPhones and electronic components stuck at the port. He just needs you to suffer from temporary blindness for 5 minutes. He swears there are no weapons or drugs. It's just a little tax evasion from the government. He places a thick envelope on the table, containing the equivalent of 6 months of your salary. You look at the money, and then remember the look of disgust from the supermarket cashier. You justify it by thinking that politicians steal millions every day, so taking this is just a fair reimbursement. You put the envelope away. The next day, the truck passes right in front of you, and you simply look at your phone. With the money, you clear your debts and buy new things for your unborn daughter. That night, you sleep like a baby, convinced of your new ethical rule. You will only smuggle goods to evade taxes, but you will absolutely never get involved with drugs. Your financial life has drastically improved thanks to the passive income from protecting electronics. But easy money has a dangerous side effect. It makes you arrogant and impatient. You are no longer the friendly officer you once were. You have become a greedy gatekeeper, demanding your toll. If a shipment doesn't pay the overtime fee, or the lubrication bonus, it faces your bureaucratic wrath. One day, a truck loaded with supposedly fine ceramics
Shout out to
refuses
Let's
to
Get
pay
Them
your
Subs
commission.
Up.
The driver thinks being clean is enough. Grave mistake. You decide to turn his day into an administrative hell. You raise your hand and shout with an authority that makes the asphalt tremble. Stop! Red light inspection. You walk slowly around the vehicle looking for any excuse. You take out a portable density meter and scan the walls of the container. In a condescending teacher's tone, you explain to your rookie subordinate so that the driver can hear you. You tell him that the ceramic is hollow, but the machine indicates an unusually high material density in the panels. You assure him that physics doesn't lie and that this suggests lead sheets or hidden contraband in the walls. With a sadistic smile, you order the 5 tons of merchandise to be unloaded under the scorching sun. You take a sledgehammer and smash the container's lining. Bingo. Behind the metal bottles of bootleg liquor appear. The driver breaks down in tears at the astronomical fine you impose on him, ruining his career. But your morality is selective. Immediately after Carlos's truck of electronic components arrives. On the X-ray scanner screen, ghost shadows and irregular shapes clearly appear screaming danger. Any honest officer would sound the alarm, but you with absolute calm seal the approval documents. You tell your team, with a completely made-up technical lie delivered with a poker face to relax, that it's just a display error caused by magnetic interference from the circuits. The truck passes without any problems. One ordinary day, Carlos calls you with an emergency. He needs you to approve a shipment of avocados immediately because they are supposedly rotting in the heat. You see the truck approaching in the distance. On a normal day, you would let it pass without looking to collect your check. But today, you have an audience. There is a new recruit by your side, and your ego decides to put on a little show of authority to impress him. You raise your hand and shout the command, "Stop red light inspection."
It's time to unleash.
Shout out, y'all. Let's get them subs up. If you're new to the channel, gang, we're out you.
You approach the cab and notice that the driver is sweating buckets, trembling, even though the air conditioning is running at full power. Your customs officer instinct, the one you thought was dormant, suddenly wakes up. You take a pocket knife and cut open one of the avocados at random. What you find inside makes your blood run cold. Instead of a pit, there is a compact block of white powder. It is pure cocaine. You go into an absolute panic. You call Carlos and scream at him furiously that he has broken the sacred pact not to touch drugs. Carlos shows up shortly after, but he is no longer the submissive classmate who used to buy you drinks. Now, he has the cold, calculating look of a true kingpin. Without saying a word, he throws an envelope onto your desk. Opening it, you see high-resolution photos. There you are receiving dirty money at the bar, and even worse, photos of your daughter riding her new bicycle in the park. He tells you in a calm voice that you are too talented to be a simple low-ranking officer, and that they need someone with higher authority. Cooperate with us, and next week the captain's chair will be yours. At that moment, you realize that you were never a partner. You were always prey being fattened up for the slaughterhouse. Swallowing your pride and your fear, you turn to your subordinates and order the truck to be released, shouting that it was just a false alarm from the scanner. A week later, just as the devil promised, the official letter of your promotion appears on your desk. The cash flow coming from the cartel is so absurd that you can no longer hide it under your mattress. You realize that to eat well and safely, you must invite others to the table. You start organizing extravagant weekend parties at 5-star resorts for your subordinates. Amidst rivers of expensive liquor and the company of beautiful women, you approach your most loyal colleagues. With a charming smile, you whisper in their ears about a golden opportunity to earn extra money. Of course you are a businessman, not a vulgar criminal, so you don't use the word drug trafficking. You use impeccable corporate language. You call it a business logistics support fee. However, some officers still have a pesky conscience and suspect the truth, trying to politely decline your offer. Grave mistake. In that second, your mask of a generous host falls, and you reveal the ruthless boss. You pull out your phone and show them detailed evidence of their small past sins that you have been quietly collecting, such as arriving late, accepting minor bribes from tourists, or skipping security protocols. You give them a brutal ultimatum. Either we all sail in the same boat toward wealth, or you make sure they drown alone in the misery of unemployment and internal investigations. Fear works much better than loyalty. Little by little, you weave a perfect web of complicity. You have the person in charge of the cameras deleting key recordings, and the K9 unit trainer feeding the dogs juicy steaks just before the critical hour, so they are too full and lazy to sniff out anything. The entire customs station now operates with the fluidity of a cartel subsidiary. To protect their market share, you received a strict order from the cartel. You had to intercept and stop any vehicle carrying drugs as long as it didn't belong to the organization. The irony is delicious. Thanks to this action of eliminating the competition, you were invited to the national television program called Silent Hero to celebrate your supposed extraordinary achievements. You appear in front of the cameras in your impeccable dress uniform without a single wrinkle. On your chest, the first-class Medal of Merit shines brightly. With oratory worthy of a politician, you speak passionately about sacrifice, honor, and the endless sleepless nights spent keeping the border safe. But just as you pronounce the word integrity, you feel a vibration in your pants pocket. It is your phone confirming that a massive transfer has just arrived in your secret Swiss account. When the show ends, you return home feeling like a rock star. Your young daughter runs to you and hugs you tightly, her eyes lighting up. She says to you in an excited voice, "Daddy, all my friends saw you on TV. You're a superhero who catches the bad guys, right?" You lift her in your arms, look directly into her innocent eyes, and answer her with a pride that knows no shame. You tell her, "Exactly, sweetheart. I am the terror of criminals. Nothing, not a single grain of powder crosses that border without my permission." At that moment, the strongest drug isn't cocaine, it's your own ego. You truly believe you have total control with money and fame in your hands. You feel like a king without a crown. A young officer named Matteo is assigned to your squad. Seeing him is like receiving a brutal punch from the past. He painfully reminds you of yourself 5 years ago, with his shoes worn out from patrolling, and that burning gaze of absolute hatred toward drugs. During a routine shift, Matteo intercepts a cartel truck. His instinct is sharp. He discovers cocaine hidden inside industrial barrels of spices and chili powder. Before he can call for backup, you grab his arm firmly and wave urgently to the driver to continue on his way. Before Matteo's stunned and confused gaze, you take him to the back patio for a smoke and give him some fatherly but poisonous advice. You tell him in a soft voice that they have their own laws here, that only small criminals get caught, but the big containers belong to strategic partners. You advise him to take the money for his expenses and not to try to be a hero, because heroes end up 6 feet under. You put a thick envelope in his hand, hoping to buy his silence. Matteo looks at the money and then looks at you. In a second, his eyes turn from admiration to absolute contempt.
I just sketched an idea this morning and I now have a fully animated voiced over video. It's only 2 p.m. AI...
He shakes his head and tells you a sentence that will haunt you forever. He says he prefers to be poor and sleep soundly than to be rich by selling his soul to the devil. His integrity leaves you speechless. You walk away, choosing the coward's path. You don't report him to Carlos, but you don't protect him either. You decide to look the other way. The next morning, you receive the news you feared. Matteo was crushed by a truck that supposedly lost its brakes while he was on his way home. You feel nauseous, and the world spins because you recognize the license plate in the police report. It was the same truck you let pass yesterday. You personally signed his death warrant. At the funeral, you stand solemnly in front of his closed casket to read the eulogy. You speak of his sacrifice and his bravery with a steady voice, but with every word of praise about his honesty, you feel the last remaining human part of you wither and die for good. To flee the accusing gaze of Matteo that haunts your every dream, you decide to take an urgent leave of absence and take your wife and daughter to a famous coastal city known as a haven for relaxation. You hold the naive hope that the salty breeze and the sound of the sea will wash away the invisible bloodstain you carry on your hands. But the irony of fate is cruel. You discover too late that the cartel's tentacles are endless and have reached even this peaceful refuge. While walking with your family along the tourist boardwalk, enjoying an ice cream, you see a crowd gathering around the flashing red lights of an ambulance. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you look over people's shoulders. What you see paralyzes you. A teenager no older than your own nephew is convulsing violently on the ground, foaming at the mouth. Beside him, his mother screams with a pain so gut-wrenching it makes the soul tremble, pleading with the paramedics to save her boy. Your expert eye recognizes the symptoms instantly, and worse yet, you recognize the substance. They are those blue fentanyl pills, exactly the same batch you allowed to cross the border last week with your signature of approval. At that moment, you feel a small hand squeezing yours. Your daughter looks up at you with her big eyes full of fear and confusion. She asks you in a trembling voice, "Daddy, you're the policeman who catches the bad guys right. Why don't you stop the man who sold that poison to the boy?" That innocent question pierces your chest more painfully than a high-caliber bullet. A knot forms in your throat, and bile rises up your esophagus. You can't answer her. You can't tell her that the man who allowed that to happen is the one holding her hand. You only manage to let out a nervous, empty laugh, avoid her gaze, and drag your family away from the crime scene you facilitated. Your pride as a hero crumbles, leaving only a deep,